Morning, y'all. It's your boy, Blue Collar Progressive here, hanging out Sunday morning. It's one of my days I get to hang out, have a nice cup of coffee in bed next to my lady. She's hanging out here next to me, but I don't know if she's going to be making an appearance or not. Oh, there we go. We got lucky. Anyways, we were hanging out, having our cup of coffee, scrolling through Twitter, and the video came up that we've been watching is this video of Nicki Minaj making an appearance at the Turning Point America Fest going on right now in Arizona. So we just had a ball watching this video. I'm not going to waste your time with it. It's 20 minutes long. Absolutely substanceless. In 20 minutes, she touched on a couple of things, but by and large, it was extremely substanceless. So I'm not going to waste your time with it, but I did want to talk about it because it's kind of a trending subject right now, and I definitely have something to say because Nicki Minaj I've always struggled to listen to her music already, and so this is just kind of, she's already had trouble making any of my playlists to begin with, and now that she's gone full-blown MAGA, it's done. She's done for me. She's absolutely done for me. But the thing that I find interesting about this whole thing is not really anything that she has to say, because she's doing the vapid Republican grift. Right now the whole thing, her whole crusade, I guess would be a good word to use, is about this Christian thing. She's trying to save these Christians or bring attention to these Christians in Nigeria that are being, I don't really know what's happening to them. She doesn't even seem to really know what's happening with them. When she's given an opportunity on stage to talk about this subject, she pretty much just says, they're not allowed to practice religion like they do here, and that's why I want to make America a Christian country where other people can't practice their religion, essentially. So, anyways, if you want to waste your time, go ahead, 20 minutes. I'm not going to put any clips of it here because there literally is nothing for me to respond to, other than the fact that I have a theory about why she's doing this all. And that is, I want to remind you guys that about 10 years ago, when during his first term in office, he was doing a bunch of pardons like he did, like presidents often do at the very end of their term. They'll go and do a bunch of pardons. Also, he didn't know if he was going to be getting reelected or not. So, it's an opportunity for them to go ahead and, especially for him to go ahead and curry some favor with his homies, get some of his corrupt homies out of jail, yada yada. But I want to remind you guys that one of the people that he pardoned back in like 2017 was actually Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne received a pardon from Donald Trump himself. And supposedly there's some lawyer that is connected in this hip hop world. There's some lawyer, I forget who it is. I could figure out their name, but it doesn't really matter for this, for what I'm saying anyhow. But there's some lawyer that connects all these guys, and actually got Lil Wayne a pardon. And he stayed silent on a lot of whereas there were some rappers, some people in hip hop like Cardi B that were more vocal about being lefties, about supporting Bernie or Hillary, yada yada. Lil Wayne stayed out of all of that, and I thought at the time I actually was making the argument that it was pretty smart. I was kind of like, he doesn't have anything to gain either way. Sure, it would be nice if he stood up for progressive policy and whatnot, but he doesn't really have anything to gain, and so him getting that pardon was, I thought it was politically expedient. It was a smart move from him. A little bit evil, right? He's kind of sleeping with the enemy, but for him, he got out of jail, right? Can't knock him for that. So check it out. Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj, you guys also have to remember, they're both part of Young Money, Cash Money, YMCMB. They both came up in the same wave. I should say, Lil Wayne kind of paved the way, and then other artists on Young Money, Cash Money started getting big. Drake, and which kind of brought more smoke to the whole team, and bam, now Nicki's on, right? So anyways, I don't want to discount the fact that Nicki might just straight up be trying to get a pardon. We don't know what's going on in New York. She's from New York. All this Diddy stuff is going down. We don't know. Maybe she has something to do with it. Maybe there's some like charges coming down the line that she's trying to get ahead of, and we don't really know, right? We really don't know what's going. What she's already involved with. So the things that we do know is that, what is it? Her husband is some kind of predator or something like that.
Her brother.
Her husband and her brother are, have questionable morals, and I think have actually been charged. They're sex offenders. So, anyways, going one step farther is not too hard for her to, go ahead and snuggle up to the POTUS, the pedo of the United States, as they say. But, anyways, that's my theory, and I don't think it's too far-fetched, because if you listen to the video, everything she says is completely vapid. It's substanceless. It's just signaling. It's to the point where it's like, all the bad guys are gone now and the good guys are here. That's it. They're bad. We're good. Everything's gonna be, and so it's crazy. And this is like, this brings me to my next point, to my other bigger point about this grift that she's pulling is, and it's no different from her rap career, in my opinion. And you guys can. Art is subjective. Maybe people love Nicki Minaj. I've always personally hated her music. My girl she loved Nicki. She was a barb. She probably still considers herself a barb to some certain degree.
I don't know if I'd go there.
So, anyways, but my point is that she's come out in interviews, and I think Breakfast Club, I don't know what exact interviews that she said this in, but I've heard multiple times her say how little effort she puts into her bars and how little effort she puts into her music. She says that her style is, she walks into the studio, she writes her lines in like 20 minutes and she records it, and boom, she's in and out in like an hour. So she goes in and she shits out some bars and records them and gets out of there. And you can tell, and somebody, I love hip hop. You can tell that that's some grade school toddler nursery rhyme ass bars that she has. She's good at word association and puns, and like that's a lot of her music is super corny, super lame in my opinion. But she's a freestyler, right? So that's her thing, that she goes in, she freestyles something and maybe gets out the pen and pad and elaborates on it, but most of the time she's just rapping, right? She's just going in somewhere and freestyling it, coming up with something off the top of her head, just kind of aligning with the other people in the studio and shitting something out and calling it good. So I think that's part of the bigger grift, right, that she's doing here is the same thing. She's just rapping. You can tell on stage that she's just rapping. She's just freestyling. It's completely vapid. Oh, I'm a Christian, blah, blah, blah. And then this is the other thing that we were talking about, is that during the speech, she often says the reason that she becomes Erika. Kirk asks her, oh, what was the turning point for you to become a Republican, blah, blah, blah. And her response is so telling. So she says, and she says it multiple times, she goes, well, Trump is, what does she say? Trump has been slighted. He's been given not a fair shake, and people have been lying on him. That's what she says. People are lying on him, and you can tell that she feels like she's been lied on, and that she feels like people are taking it out on her. Right. Like she's been canceled, right? Like everybody's moved away from her. Like she's stayed where she's at, but then everybody else is crazy, and that she's right. So she feels like she's lost her fan base in the same way that Trump gets a bad rap, and
relates to him, and so she projects what she's got going on with, as far as like her social presence and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
She's trying to relate with him.
Right, she aligns with him on the villain arc. Like she resonates with him in the sense that they are both kind of villains. Misunderstood is what we were saying earlier. That they're both misunderstood villains. You know, that's her thing. So you can tell from what she says that it's all her entire flip, or I shouldn't say flip, but her entire Republican arc right now is all based off of this petty grievance that she has, and you can tell it's all about her life. It has nothing to do with politics. It's about how she identifies with him, because he's the villain and he's been seen as the villain, and it's time. And now she says it again. She says they're the cool kids now. They're the cool kids now. And anyways,
so silly.
Check it out. You guys heard it here first. When news comes out about some shady stuff going on with Nicki Minaj, and she's gunning for a pardon, remember this video. Come back to this video, because I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I can recognize patterns, and I know hip hop, and I remember when Lil Wayne did this. It wasn't 10 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, and so I can recognize the pattern. I think something's coming down the pipeline for her, and she's trying to get ahead of it. So again, just remember this video. You guys are going to circle back to this when YouTube is going to put it in front of your face when something happens. I'm telling you, she's going to be getting pardoned. This is a grift through and through. You can tell. Go and check out the video though if you want to waste your time. It actually was pretty entertaining. We enjoyed it. We're just hanging out, having coffee and stuff, so it was pretty entertaining. This video is already long enough as it is, so I'm not going to add any clips. You can go and watch it for yourselves, and and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, I just wanted to get ahead of this story because this is what everybody's talking about on Twitter, and inevitably, I think that this is going to become a bigger story. I think there's a reason. There's a reason. This isn't nothing. Nothing's just coincidence ever. There's a reason she's doing this, and you can tell that she doesn't even believe it too. You can really tell that it's a total grift.
There's nothing of substance that she's talking about for sure.
Nothing of substance. Nothing of substance. So you can tell that this isn't something that she's passionate about. This is just a lane.
It's kind of impromptu.
Yeah.
Her whole interview seemed.
Yeah, she's rapping. She's just rapping. She's just freestyling exactly like she does, and did a terrible job of it in my opinion, as she usually does. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys for always listening. Still a small channel over here, so any interaction is really, really appreciated. Some likes, comments. I read them all, and I appreciate you guys. So, again, I'll check back in when there's something that I want to talk about. So, in the meantime, it's your boy Blue Collar Progressive, aka BCP. I'll catch you guys again on the next one. Peace.